All right, we're live and we're about to stop. We're going to wait for people to come in for a second here. Sit back and relax. Get some nice water. Refresh yourself. Stay centered. Yeah, we're going to make sure that we find out what are we going to do, what happens next. So let's see who's going to pop in. Yeah, we'll be talking about you. That's what's important. You. I know those of you that's really feeling like something just hit you, got hit in the face with a bag of nickels, boy, after hearing the outcome. But we're going to just have this discussion to see if we can. Whatever we do, whatever we contribute to ourselves, we can make sure that we're making a decision to do something more for ourselves and stay on task, because many people are just, they feel like the end of the world is here and they feel like they have, nothing else going for them since Kamala didn't win the position of president. But we have to stay focused on ourselves. I want you to hit me right here in the comments. I want Yolanda, thank you for being here. We have to, the only reason that we really get hurt is because we expected a different outcome. That's what happens. And that's where that disappointment and hurt from. And I feel you, I know, because I'm like, how is that even possible? But it is. So the important thing is, like, you got your own things that you should be doing. You have the things that you need to really focus on and don't get caught up in it. Some things are existential. They're out of your reach. You cannot do anything about those things. But what you can do something about is your outlook. Okay, what do you do next? As soon as I heard that information, I got busy, I got up, I got going, and that is what I do anyway. So don't get discouraged, don't fall apart. Just know that, in the case of a situation that you can't do anything about, it's knowing your next step. Knowing your next step. What's your next step? Your next step should be pertaining to your goals, setting your goals and knowing, like, okay, this is what I need to do now. Now you might really have to pick up your game, like on money, really saving, or you might have to pick up your game on awareness, the people around you. You might have to pick up your game on the things that you are doing with your time, really understanding your worthiness. And this is a time that you don't fall apart, but this is a time that you come together. Now, that it's really important that you have a plan. You have to have a strategy. And for these things, we're in the United States of America. We were going up a whole against a lot of things that we weren't even aware of. You have these little bitty these cities throughout the states that we have no idea that was. Did you see how red the map is? Is when you find out that what you're up against, then you can do better with that. So talk to me over here in the comments, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a good conversation. Okay, I wanted to say, author Natasha Smith, thank you very much for being here. We're going to see. Hey, you guys, do me a favor. Share. Share this so we can get more people in, because I'm sure some people are jacked up about this. I mean, totally effed up. They can't really get themselves together after this. Some people are crying. Some people are falling apart at the seams. They don't want to do what they were set out to do. A lot of what they were set out to do had so much to do with who would win. And when you see now the truth of the matter. This is the truth of the matter. This is a country that's always been made up. It was founded on racism. This is a country that it should not shock you that is more them than there is us. But through the power of coming together is what gives you power as a culture and as individuals. So, think about that. Think about it. So, thank you very much, Yolanda, for sharing. Yeah, please do. Uh, the things that you see, like the Republicans and the Senate, all of the, look at the House of Representatives. That'll be interesting because that's where a lot of distractions come from. So we got to talk to me about what are some of the things that you should do. What are your next steps as far as you're concerned? But whatever that is, just know that you are worthy of the change that needs to be made. And as I said earlier, thank you for those that are here. We got to definitely just talk this out a little bit. And I think by just talking this out a little bit will help you tremendously get through it. Okay, I'm going to check in over here with Instagram. Over here on Instagram, if you have any comments, just go ahead and leave those comments in because we really want to talk about it. I know some people are distraught, so they can't even make it to the computer to even talk about this because it's just like they probably feel like, oh man, I don't know what else to do. What should I do? And again, what you should do is realize your worthiness, realize the things that you're set out to do on a daily basis. Okay. Dimitri is pulling in the house. Hey. Thank you for being here, Demetrius. Please send, share so we can get people in here. We're doing it. We're coming along slowly but surely. But what we're talking about is what we're going to do about this Trump thing. And if you're not saying that it's you that's important, you to take care of, you to instruct yourself of what to do, then this is going to be good for you because I'm going to help you get, back on your plan. If the United States can choose somebody that's that deplorable, that person can do anything that he wants to, it may appear that we have no choice but to be subservient to these people that get into office. But we have so much power, especially when we are together. It really makes a big difference. And what happens is that you will look at the news. You see people go on with their lives because what they're getting paid, they're doing their thing, the thing that they love, and they're like, oh, okay, well, that's what that is. Okay, so now we got 4 more years of good news, finding out what he didn't do. So talk to me. I'm embarrassed to be an American. Yeah, don't be powerfully into yourself. Like if you're dealing with remember, just because Kamala didn't make president doesn't mean that you should change your life and start, shrinking to the call of challenges. Instead, pump yourself up. Keep your vision on exactly what you want to do, and find out a way to get it done. Work even harder, and you will find that those things, that energy we put out. You notice something too. Now, you might not agree with me with this, but did you notice that there was it was Trump, but we had those people that were against Trump, like Democrats. They talked more about what Trump was messing up on than they were talking about what can we do about the existing problems. what can we, and Kamala did great in talking about individuals. It was generalized, but nevertheless, it was definitely a better message than Trump was talking about. How can you rationalize with an irrational country? How can you rationalize with an irrational law, the law? And then we have the people that we work for. All of those are the Elon Musk and those people with a lot of dough. They don't have a different feeling than you do right now. That feeling that you have right now is how failure feels. When you thought you were gonna, you had your last $10 in that slot machine and you kept on wishing and hoping and praying that, yeah, I'm gonna have some good luck. I hope, bam. Remember, hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. So let's make sure that we are very clear to ourselves about that. Let me see if we can go over here. Okay, good. No comments over there yet. If you have any comments, please go ahead and bring them up. I'm going to do my best to at least get you pumped up and moving in a direction that really is very constructive, be very productive. And once you allow yourself to see it in another way and know that everybody isn't hurting. Everyone isn't hurting. Everyone isn't disappointed. It's a whole nother world. Who knows, it might turn around to even be at our advantage. I haven't heard, has anybody heard Kamala should be speaking today? Anybody heard that yet? And I just don't, even if she does or doesn't, I'm not basing my joy, I'm not basing my magnanimous experience as a human on that, because they got their own lives. They're still, even after this, they'll still be rich. Even after this, they'll still be well known. Even after this, they'll still have another chance. There are other things that there's so many things that's out of our control. So, what we do is we keep going. I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist, just coming to you live, and wanted to share that with you. A lot of things that are happening that, that we can't do anything about, but does that mean that we just fold up and call it a day and just walk away? No, we got to face it and say, all right, this is the next step for me. Yolanda Rogers says it was a very close race. Yeah, it's definitely a very close race. And when I look at it, I still, because when you really believe in someone, it's just like, you really go for it. And that's exactly what I was doing. I really was going for it, for her to be, for her to be the next president. I just saw it in my mind. I embraced it and sent, positive vibes and all of that. But again, you just don't know how it's going to turn out. All you can do is all that you can do, which a lot of people did. And it still turns out this way. But hear yourself out, your auto suggestion, what's in your mind. Now, what do you do for the next weeks to come? Do you just sit and cry about it, and then everybody that talks to you going to talk about, Kamala didn't win? She did everything that she could. I couldn't even think of anything else that she could have done. It was better. It was the most wonderful display of electricity that I've ever seen, especially politically with political concerns. So yeah, we just have to, the things that that you're still, everybody here, if you would just put up on your comments, what's your next step? What is your next step? I give you some samples. Your next step may be that you're going to embrace what you have and take account for what you have and move from there. You can say that, the next move for you is that you're going to really get involved now with politics and learn more civics so that you will be clearer on it. All of these things. But we have never seen what you saw through these last few months of the participation, the volunteering, the powerful speaks, the wonderful venues, the incredible, impeccable organization, all of those things. Despite that, here we are today. So let's make sense out of this for you. If it doesn't make any sense for you, then it's a loss, and we don't want that. Yolanda Rogers says a lot of men of all races don't want a woman in office. Period. And I'm not surprised. Yeah, that's good. Let's talk about that. This one of the things that a lot of men have been trained not to, and they believe that women are, uh, sub sub great. They're below. They can't do it. If a man, this is his job for a man. All of those old superannuated thoughts, those antiquity is terrible, and people still use that. They really actually think that it's just like they used to. I'm not going to use they, but most people in the dominant culture, dominant language would use that. The man is the most powerful, and then hierarchically speaking is God, man, and then wife, or man and then woman. And that, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with it. I think women are incredibly powerful, and they have enough and even more that they can add to the office. I was very, very thrilled to see Kamala come into office, and I thought that was very, very, I was just pumped up about that. But now when I woke up this morning and, of course, I'm like, okay, let me go and catch up with the news. And I saw Donald Trump making a victory speech. Yeah, my stomach just look, it just, I was like, I can't even accept it. But after a few seconds, I'll say a few minutes, you get your head back together and to say, wait a minute. Ever since you've been here in America, there's always been those thoughts against you and those challenges against you. But all it is now is showing you is a greater exposure. We got technology now that can show you even the details. And so here we are, and we have to do something about you. Don't even worry about them. Musk got his, Trump got his, all those people that were up on the stage, they got theirs. It's like, get yours. And you may not be able to get yours through what they did, but you can get yours through using your mind, putting together exactly what you want in your plans or your strategy to get the best out of this life. We can't leave this planet and go to another planet and start all over and just know that everything is going to be just really wonderful. You have to look at what you have right now. What is it that you have right now? Whether it's a phone call coming up today, eating healthier, exercising, getting enough sleep, being kinder to other people, being aware, learning some other things that can really enhance your life, to protect your life. I mean, there's a million things to do, but as we have also been taught, run away from yourself and don't, it's not important for you to really learn about you. Let's put that in somebody else's hands. So when I've heard, even though Michelle Obama is an incredible speaker, one of the things that people keep on pushing, promoting is hope. There is no strategy in hope. Hope does not and is not a strategy. So keep that in mind when you're writing down the things that you want to accomplish. lift up your spirit. And even those people that come, if you're listening for a little while, leave something that's positive. Stop, just like, oh well, that's all I can give is a couple of seconds. Ain't nobody asking you for no money or anything. It's about spirit and looking at your brother man in a different way and your sister lady in a different way. It's really a an important move that we all can make, and erase the frowns and get deeper into your smile, get deeper into your day. Yolanda says that I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time that he was in office, waiting for 4 years to pass, and that really makes a lot of sense. Except let me just come in here, Yolanda. Well, don't, instead of doing the same thing and letting those 4 years pass, remember you will be the one losing the 4 years. For him, he'll be doing everything to having the time of his life. So I know that there are other things that we don't even see, that we don't even understand, things that will happen, things that's going to happen. And let's just do all that we can do so that those things that will happen will be to our advantage. Don't wait around for 4 years to go by and then say, now I'm going to. No, as he's working and as he's advancing, I want you to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do the next 4 years is going to be super powerful. It's going to keep me lit. I'm going to be awake. I'm going to be woke, as in the sense that Black people use as woke. Now I ain't talking about, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but it's really important that you put yourself in up there at the top of that hierarchical space that we've been talking about, and not to look down on yourself for any reason, especially for the outcome of something that you don't have any control over. I'm just going to take a little peek over here. Okay, we got Ome Photography is in the house. Hey, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. I'm really glad to see that you're here. Make some comments down. It'd be great to hear if you have some comments. It's really important so that other people can thrive off of where you feel, what you feel, and how you feel it. We also have Quizen Zen is here that have joined us. Thank you very much for being here. And those of you over here on Facebook, thank you so much for being here. What we're talking about, if you just joined us, is all about you. It's all about you getting yourself together. It's all about you focusing. If you see people that are smiling and people that are happy and all of that, they've allowed their belief system actually embraces that. And they're not in a situation that they feel disappointed and distraught and down and abandoned and all those things. The important thing is that you take this opportunity, and whatever happens to you, remember that the attitude that you have toward whatever happens to you is the key to you taking advantage of whatever's happening. So I remember when I first got up here and I was making lives, I'm used to just talking about medicine or talking about healing or talking about, something pertaining to those things. But I would look at the numbers so much, and I would find myself when I'm speaking that when the numbers are large, I was like pumped up. Yeah. And then if I start going down in numbers, and then especially in the single digits, I would like fall apart and say like, oh man, these and you feel like that, but that's something that's emotional. And also it needs to be redirected and reused in a very positive way. If you do things, for instance, not to, for you to gradually get better, if you have wherever you're living, that place is temporary. I don't care what you're living in, whatever you're driving, however much money you have. Even in the best things that we have going for us is that bond in relationships. And some of us have families that are built not on blood, but built on behavior. People that I can say this is my family because of their behavior. So some people call it family by love, but both of them. However, I love my family, and I'm sure you love yours. And people that are very focused on getting things done in life, it's good to know that you're not going to waste your time hating. That's a big waste of time, and it destroys you slowly. If you haven't seen it yet, you live long enough, you will. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. So thinking the way that you need to think and being the way that you need to be is really important for you to act on those thoughts. Act on the thoughts that make you aware constantly. Today, your challenge is going to be able to smile at someone else. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. It's good to have that feeling despite things falling apart. But when they're existential, when you can't do anything about them, what else are you going to do? What happens next? So I'm going to see, are there anybody want to pose any questions, anything that you want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet? Okay, I'll wait until we get a little bit up here. I'll wait for you guys to send your, so you might say, okay, why do we have, like, when we talking about this stuff, it's like, why are we talking about what's happening with Trump when, usually we're talking about what you should eat, and that, like the length of the colon, or the your digestive system, your different diseases and so forth. But the main thing today is to talk about you and the way that you accept. You're either going to accept or you're going to reject what has happened as far as the presidency is concerned. And if you are a person that really loves life, what I'm saying to you, even if just one person gets this, that even if you take whatever that you have and you start from right there. Some people got it going on where they got everything that they need to do it, but they don't have the energy to do it. Now combine the energy, the way that you're thinking, that electricity, that power, that excitement about what you're doing, and you combine that with what you have. Now you have a winner. And later on, you start off with something small, you start something not as powerful, and then later you grow, you get better and better. You just continue to get better, because what is important about your life is that you live it and you take advantage of that opportunity. So that's what we're talking about. What happens next? The answer to that question is for you to strategize and make this life exactly what you want it to be. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. So we're talking about, again, making the best out of what you are and where you are. What to do with it. The how is really not your business. How it's going to happen, don't worry about that. That's something also existential. But what you can do is think about what you want. You can think about what you're going to do about what you can do something about, like the way that you act, your attitude, the way that you see things, your belief system. All of these are different tweaks that will help you get over. So when something else happens and things seem like they fall apart, it's like, well, you don't lose anything because someone else's plan fell apart. Now, of course, you felt like you were all a part of Kamala and that movement. Some of you were, about Trump and that movement. And if it is, you got two different perspectives there. And one is can get kind of scary because the history of America, and we know how we've been acted on. We know how many, people that have died. We know that the different entire cities has been are submerged under the sea now. We've gotten all kinds of reports about how we are used and abused in this, mass incarceration. There's this, it'll go on, and you'll be in tears if you keep going, because you're like, God, is it really that bad? When you get doing something that you love and you getting paid for doing that thing, that's when you have a big smile on your face, because then you can take care of you and your family. You can go where you want to go. When she needs something, you there to say, all right, I got you. When he needs something, don't worry about it, I got you. That's the feeling we want to have. Not like, oh man, this damn gas keep going up. Well, I don't know. I don't stop getting. Oh, I can't stop getting it. I guess we have to get a kerosene lamp or something. You have to really take time to look at yourself and where you are to really appreciate it. And I'm sure that there are some other ways to um, look at the importance of yourself. And sometimes you have to find that, because everybody has a different talent. But using those talents and using your mind to go along with those talents, this is a very, very crucial time, a period that you can make some adjustments. What I would say also is, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't rush. You can move swiftly, but don't rush, because rushing is based on fear. Don't be afraid to go to certain areas and shop at certain stores. It's always been like that. Even when they weren't hiding behind their smiles, they were hiding behind the hoods. And they all white people aren't like that, but it's very difficult to tell who's who, and that is very, very difficult. Muhammad Ali said that himself. He's, how am I to tell who's who, and when everybody looks the same and they act the same? But it's the actions. Be known by what you do, not what you just say. It's your actions. And when it comes to, you really feel this on the outside. I'm not going to say that what happened in the presidency has nothing to do with you, because that would be incorrect. We are connected. But I will say that this is that we have the opportunity to learn. That's a lesson learned. And it's something that if we do over and over and over, it becomes automatic, that when something falls apart, we even tighten up even more on ourselves so that we can do even better. What can like when a person dies, I don't ever, if I'm ever have the opportunity to go to their memorial, I don't look at it as just that, well, he did his thing, he's gone now. How many people did he touch? How many people did he teach? How many people did he share with? How many people did he love and make sure that they know that? Not the person, you never know how much I loved you. Why don't you know? So it's really important that we wake up from here. I love that we're taking time to talk about this, because this is something I'm going to look back at. Remember what we're doing now. We're talking as history is and making history at the same time. So it's really a wonderful opportunity to just talk about you, how you're going to, what steps are you going to do? Step one is that you're going to make sure that you have a strategy. A strategy. Just don't let something happen to you and you do nothing about it. Step two, you're going to have a start date. A start date is going to be, when are you going to begin this new way of living? Yolanda Rogers is an excellent example. I've been knowing her since we've been kids. It's really what she says about many of the things. Her comments are really wonderful and true to heart. but she's chased the dream of having better health, and guess what? Her body looks, it is through the proof. She's gone through several surgeries. She's gone through all the other things that you can imagine, and taking care of her family and taking care of herself. And it's because she said it and did something about it that she is about what she says she is about. And that's what I'm saying to you, and proposing to you another way of looking at the loss of presidency. It's not over until it's over yet. They don't even have all the counts in yet. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised that there's more surprises to come. So in the meantime, don't lose time. Don't lose time on what you're doing, what you're creating, how you feeling. You want all that to be wonderful. If you don't, if your ideas that of being wealthy, or your ideas of getting happiness from your wealth, or if your ideas is that you want a certain thing in your life or go to a certain place, well, these things do usually come to pass. So we want you to keep thinking like that. Keep thinking up, keep thinking high. Don't drag this stuff into your holidays, and drag this stuff into your families, then drag this stuff on your job. Let it go. Let it go. And you keep the focus for yourself, on yourself. Do something about it to change the outcome for you. They may have said that a person lost and this person won, but you can be the winner always. I'm Dr. Zarif, and thank you very much for joining me. And I'll see you later this week. Peace.